Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hobbit tournament. Today we have our final quarterfinal match between CaptainPaxo and Mega. I'm Flaming Laser, and I'm joined on comms here with Hamster.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting match. Another one where we have both runners with very similar PBs. But if the runners are ready, we can go to the opening cutscene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this will definitely be a good match. Very, very close matchup. I might say this is the closest matchup of the top 8, I think. I could be wrong.
yeah, based on PB, I think you right now, Paxo actually recently PB'd. He PB'd yesterday, I think, getting
Yeah,
a low 23-2x, and Mega sitting with a 23-28, so within 10 seconds or so.
yeah, should be very close. All right, well, I think if the runners are ready, we can go ahead and give them a countdown. I'll count down from 5. So we can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and skip the cutscene.
Yeah, of course we're gonna have a little bit of stream delay start, but should be. Oh,
Yeah, I think this match is going to be really close. I think it'll be really interesting. Mega is sort of a runner that gets on very speedy paces, and it has a lot of potential. Got some really good times in co-op. Um, Paxo, just a veteran of the game. He's been running the game longer than anybody else in this tournament. Um, so yeah, just sort of a newer runner with a lot to prove. Up against a veteran right here.
yeah, one interesting thing that I noticed was in the top 8, between the 4 different matchups, we actually had 4 returning competitors from the previous tournament with Hamster, Paxo, Jack, and me versus 4 newcomers. Definitely been interesting. So far, all 3 of the returning players have advanced to the semifinals, so we'll see if Mega is able to actually break that streak.
Yeah. It is also curious. I know Paxo has been maybe not nervous, but he's been like he knows he's not underestimating Mega at all, and I wonder what sort of nerves that's bringing to the table. Um, Definitely should be interesting. We do have Gem Skip coming up right here. One of the probably the oldest skip in the game, I think. At least that we still use today. Slightly different version than the original one found back in 2016, 2017. But concept is the same. You just try to get the other character through the through the trigger, I guess, while dropped out in order to skip the camera pan that shuts the door, so you can skip the entire puzzle. Both runners get it pretty effortlessly there. Very nice.
It wasn't the old version of Gem Skip, like you had to damage boost the AI player past the cutscene trigger.
The original version actually involved walking around in circles to push the AI farther back. It only saved about 30 seconds because it took so long. Eventually, we moved on to damage boosting. There's a faster damage boosting version, and then a runner from back in the day named Mitchell found this version, which is a lot simpler, a lot faster, and a lot easier. And that's still the one that we use today, or for the most part, at least. But yeah, making their way through this mining room. This is a room with a lot of micro optimizations in them. A lot of animation canceling, bottlenecking, interesting stuff. So we'll see if one of the runners is more locked in on their greatest kingdom and is able to pull some time away here. At the moment, though, they're basically in the exact same spot, so it looks pretty even.
Yeah, really the first variant we're gonna see is probably these gems. Uh, well, or Mega looks like he.
Yeah.
Technically, they're not the
The nice
fastest, but they are the easiest to hit in the center. So it's going to be the most consistent. You see Paxo having a little bit of trouble with that silver gem.
Yeah. Paxo really not losing that much time on it though. But yeah, we'll see. We have barrier clip here. That was a very interesting one from Mega, but gets the skip. Basically, you need to clip through the barrier before it forms,
Oh, Paxo!
and Paxo actually misses it. So that's going to give Mega a pretty considerable time save. Paxo does get the fast camera pan, or yeah, it saves like a little bit of time. But that little launch forward.
Yeah, I think
Thankfully, Paxo does know the backup here.
Yeah, I think this backup doesn't actually lose as much as people were originally saying. I think the estimate was uh, around 25 seconds. But I think if you play the room optimally with the backup and you get that early cutscene trigger that Paxo did, it only loses about 17 or 18 seconds.
Yes, it's that skip, for those that don't know, actually used to be the way that we played the room. Um, it's eventually we just accidentally found barrier clip, just jumping into that wall, and eventually we just found out, wait, this is faster. But the other one isn't a slow method of playing the room at all. We do have gold jumps. Mega is opting for the buddied up version. I imagine we'll see the same from Paxo. There is a faster strat in this room, new one that saves 2 seconds.
I have
Uh,
not seen anyone go that or take that line with player 2. That was very interesting. He like jumped
I
over some debris.
Yeah, I have never seen that before either. I was just kind of like jaw dropped trying to figure out what happened. It looks like Mega is going to come out with a slight lead here. Really, all of the time was barrier clip from what I can tell. But I imagine we'll see a 15 to 20 second deficit here from Paxo. Start things off. Probably not something Paxo is happy with, but I mean, the levels just get less and less consistent from here, more and more difficult, I'd say. So, yeah, definitely interesting. I don't think either runner is going to be absolutely horribly displeased with their start, though.
Yeah, you can definitely end up getting a lot worse Greatest Kingdoms. I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, very, very easily. All right, well, we have Mega making his way through this first part of the hub, coming up on Bush Launch as Paxo finishes up. First try Bush Launch from Mega, very nice. And Paxo making his way over to. It looks like Mega did get the 2 hover, unless I didn't see that correctly. But Mega is going to be on pretty decent pace here. Paxo actually going for river skip here. Let's see, does he get it? And he misses it. It's definitely a risky play in a race. Personally, I had enough height to go for it in one of these races today, and I opted not to just because it's not worth it for the 4-second time save, in my opinion, at least. And now we can see Paxo is sort of struggling. He has to get this bush launch kind of without a setup. And it does finally get it there, but Mega probably gained a 30-second lead there.
He probably had enough height to get it. He just took a slightly bad line and just it's costing him.
Even when you got a lot of when you get a lot of height, there's a very specific spot that you have to land at, and it's only for a 4-second time save.
Yeah, he probably lost around 20 seconds. I'm not sure exactly what the deficit is from the first level. Splits haven't shown up yet, but hopefully they'll fix it after looking for proof.
All right, but yeah, we have sign launch coming up here. Mega probably knows the skip better than anyone. Found the skip, so we'll see how this goes for him. Very, very nice. And a player 2 trigger hit here. Very nice. Very fast from Mega. I am impressed with this so far.
Yeah, that was solid for Mega. Interesting, he actually like chooses to do the hub movement for like the earlier part with player 2. That way he can launch player 2 instead of player 1, which is what's usually done by most runners, I think.
Yeah, personally, I swap it. Like I launch player. I buddy up with player 2 here, so
And then
I
launch
can
player
launch
1.
player 1. But yeah, it's I mean, there's no difference at all, really. Yeah, Paxo hits the trigger as Mega exits looking for proof. And yeah, Mega will be making his way into looking for proof. Paxo gets the looking for proof jumps very cleanly. And that finishes up there as well.
The disturbance of the tombs of the Nine confirmed that
All right. Yeah, Mega making his way through room 1 here. I'd say around a 20-second lead.
abandoned fortress of Dol
Maybe slightly more, actually. Maybe 30 seconds. But yeah, definitely this level is very interesting. There's a lot of small things. Every mistake is pretty punishing, and they add up really quickly if you're not careful. We do have Birdless coming up. This is probably the second biggest one-try skip from Mega, and actually gets the bad falling animation. So this is going to give Paxo a big opportunity to catch up here.
Yeah, you technically
Uh,
can still get it with this bad animation, but it's very unlikely. You usually get
yeah,
launched like super far back.
yeah, it's incredibly inconsistent. Yep, that's what usually happens.
And not even gonna go
Um,
for bird skip, he's just building the statues.
yeah, might not be comfortable. And
Paxo having a bit
Paxo
of trouble
also
as
in a
well.
bad spot, but it looks like he gets it.
Opting to stay on screen. Uh, what most runners do is they go all the way to the right. It just makes it easier to time, but it was found pretty recently that you don't actually need to have Gandalf off screen to gain downwards momentum, and we see Paxo hit the trick, and he's right back in the race.
Yeah, and just like that, Paxo is ahead, and Mega actually hasn't healed his bird yet, and this is the one that takes like the longest to do. Kind of probably just not super familiar with the correct routing for this room. Oh, is going to go for bird skip now. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's just a bit of a mistake in thinking about it, because if you're going to go for it anyways, you might as well go for it earlier
Oh, and he
if you're going to go
falls
for it
off the
anyways.
grate, so
Oh,
it's not even gonna matter.
yeah. And I mean, this is going to give Paxo the lead pretty solidly. All right, swap warp from Mega there. AI gets a little confused about where it's supposed to be. Yeah, and I mean, that just goes to show how important hitting those one tries consistently is.
Yeah, I want to apologize. Right now the splits aren't working, but I can give a little bit of an update. So Toast or Mega had a 848 looking for proof exit, and Paxo just slightly behind that. Okay. Not happy. But yeah. I think it was probably around a 30-second lead for Mega out of looking for proof.
Yeah, so Mega exited looking for proof at 8:48, and Paxo exited at 9:20, which left Mega with a pretty sizable lead, a 32-second lead. But that time save has all been lost, and Paxo will be coming out of the Necromancer here with a pretty considerable potential for time save. It will be interesting. I don't think we'll see a race best time from either runner at this point, but you never know. There is still potential with some really good last couple levels. I believe Paxo's BBT is a right now it's a 24:15.
Not sure how much wordless saves do like optimal casual strats, but Mega is definitely losing a lot more just because of the way he played it. He went for like he had to heal the bird very late. He went for bird skip. Yeah, probably around a minute and a half time loss from that room alone.
Yeah, it can definitely be a punishing skip to miss, especially if you don't know how to route it quite correctly. But this kind of goes to show, I think these runners are both nervous. They both know that there's a solid chance of either one of them winning, and I don't think that birdless will be the last mistake we see this run. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rough on the doorstep or some struggles with the launches and inside info. But if one runner can come out confidently and show what's going on, then I mean it's going to be very confident gameplay, and I think they can sort of set themselves apart and sort of take the initiative in this best of three. But yeah, it remains to be seen who that will be.
Yeah, I know both runners before the race started were practicing OTD, and they were both kind of saying how they were worried it's not going to go well. We'll see if they end up being wrong, have some trouble.
Yeah, Paxo exiting Necromancer there. And as Mega is finishing up this final phase, Paxo will be heading onto Icicle launch. It is a pretty difficult trick. Hopefully he's able to get it. Oh, not quite enough height there. That's always a rough way to miss it.
Yeah, Paxo getting a 15:55 Necromancer exit. Usually, most runners at this level will consider like sub 15 pretty good. So, about a minute behind what you would really want.
Yeah, Paxo does hit the Icicle launch and is heading into on the doorstep. We do have an update on Mega's exit was a 16:59, so 1 minute and 4 seconds behind Paxo. Definitely going to need some solid splits here to catch back up. Mega is very good at the last level inside information, though, so there's also potential for some time save. Just make up some time on Icicle launch and hopefully fast on the doorstep as well. Does struggle to get the buddy up, but once he does get the buddy up, the launch gets a good height, makes it all the way up. Paxo on statue launch right now gets a very fast statue launch. And is in the last room already. Paxo will be going for this new strat. to get 0 studs, and we'll see fast on the doorstep from Mega.
That's
Does
actually
do this interesting setup here.
that's a very interesting strat to make sure you keep the studs on one of the players. I don't think.
Yeah. Mega is going for this the new version of statue launch. Definitely not the easiest, but it does save time. So we'll see how this goes for Mega.
Yeah, this version of the launch is another disconnect launch. So it's the same idea as sign launch in the looking for proof hub. But since you're not buddied up horizontally and doing hovers in this level, you saw him right after getting fast OTD. You got a horizontal buddy up and then did 2 hovers, and that's what allows you to actually get into that weird state where you can do the disconnect launch.
Yeah. Definitely interesting. Mega does finish up, get the 0 studs there, and Paxo is sort of in this first room here. It should be, yep, on the second platform. And we're coming up on a lot of sort of different movement skips on each level. There's some interesting stuff. We have statue skip here, so he's going to use the flail charged attack to get up over the statue.
Gonna give another update
And I guess we can
on the split times. Paxo got an 1803, getting a 208 Greatest Kingdom. Honestly, really solid considering how much he lost on Icicle launch. And then Mega getting a 1940, slightly worse OTD. Gonna set him back a little bit more than he was before.
Yeah, anything can happen though. There's a lot of execution. We might see Toast slide here from Mega to make up some time. Which can save, 12 seconds if you do it really, really well. We have the camera pan skip from Paxo there. Plays it really safe. And as he heads down to the 4th level, Mega just starts out with a 2nd here. We'll see. Hopefully, statue skip goes well as for him as well. Skip doesn't really save a whole lot. It's only 2 to 3 seconds, but it is just one of those things that you add in as you get better at the game. It's an important movement optimization. Paxo does get chandelier skip, probably 2nd try there. I'd classify it as. And he's going to go right past Toast Slide into the trigger to take him down to the final level of this room. And I imagine, I'm not sure what we'll see from Mega. We'll see. Is he in a position? Does he know? Is he watching the race and saying, all right, well, I need to go for this to have a chance at winning? Or is he going to say, I'm going to play it safe and, sort of skip out on the very risky but potential 12-second time save?
I'm pretty sure both runners actually are just not looking at the stream. Remember Mega beforehand, he was asking, how do I close like the Discord screen share so you don't have to see it?
It is an interesting sort of mindset to be in. Honestly, not a bad one at all.
With the time loss he had though, he probably knows he's behind. I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for it. Just trying to make up every second he can.
Yeah. All right, chandelier skip here from Mega. Misses it 1st try. Gets it 2nd try, it looks like. All right, and opts not to go for Toast Slide. Very interesting. I think just playing it safe with the smart race decision here. Honestly, I don't hate that. It's not going to be the best time, but it gives you a chance to sort of, I mean, it's like the rest of it is all in your control, right? It's all consistent, and it just depends on you doing what you need to do. All right. But yeah, heading out of this unskippable cutscene for Paxo right here, and we have 3 launches and a little bit of execution coming up. It all sort of depends how fast can you execute. Every time you miss one of these buddy ups, it's some nasty time loss. Paxo does get that one perfectly. We have Los launch coming up here. Another first try, very clean. Looking good from Paxo.
Yeah, right now, I would definitely say that the race is in Paxo's hands. That's the hit jack launch. Golden.
Yeah, it is probably the most precise launch, but it's all in your control, so it's up to him now to hit this skip.
You never know though. We have seen runners lose multiple minutes in the jack launch this tournament. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Anything can happen. I think that's a good way to put it. Alright, and as we're going up on these CaptainPaxo smog cycles here, we can see how these launches go for Mega. He's going to need the exact same launches as Paxo if he wants to have a chance of catching up. And misses the first buddy up. Gets a second try, but that's time loss compared to Paxo. It's just more time he's going to have to make up and just hope Paxo misses jack launch. We do see the drop out to do it on keyboard. And yeah, now we can just look at this jack launch. Mega hits Los launch, but Paxo gets jack launch, and it looks like the first match is going to be going to him. GG's CaptainPaxo. And all right, for the final time for Paxo. It's a 24-12, very nice. Very, very solid end to the run there from Paxo. As soon as Icicle launches over, just non-stop, just putting down solid rooms. I didn't see a whole lot of mistakes. It was very clean. Very, very clean.
Yeah,
And it does actually look like it was an gold there, a 608.
You have to remember, he also got a 557 Greatest Kingdom. So losing 40 seconds there.
Yeah, very, very solid time put down from Paxo there. Definitely something that he's going to look to improve on because Mega's capable of putting down a 23, but at the moment that's going to give Paxo the momentum he's going to need heading into the second race here. This one could be deciding. And yeah, we're going to see jack launch here. And a first try from Mega too. Very, very nice room from both of them, but unfortunately it's just not going to be enough.
You think you could deceive me?
All right, for a final time from Mega, it looks like it's going to be a 25-43. So GG's to both runners. Very solid start. And yeah, I guess we're going to go to a short break here, give the runners some time before the next race. And we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Sorry about that, guys. We are back. Splitting issue should be resolved. But if the runners want to head to the opening cutscene, we are gonna get our second race underway. Right now, with Paxo leading with 1 win and Mega with 0. This is the best of 3, so if Paxo wins the next one, we will be finished. And if Mega wins the next one, we will be going to a...
Yeah, should be very exciting here. We'll sort of see, is Mega able to sort of turn it up here and come back from the barrier clip miss and sort of show us why he's a top contender in this tournament. Uh, hopefully he can get some momentum back. CaptainPaxo does have sort of the initiative right now.
Yeah, it looks like the runners are
So we'll
ready.
see how that
So
goes.
you want to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Look, guys. Good.
Dear Frodo, you asked me once if I...
It looks like they're going to be a little bit more in,
asks you to go and oversee today's mining operation.
at least on the stream.
Yeah, I am excited. I think just in these first couple rooms of Greatest Kingdom, we can sort of see like where they're at mentally. Like we can see, is their movement shaky, or are they confident with what they're doing? Are they, you know, decisive?
I mean, honestly, I don't think either runner really played that bad outside of those 2 big mistakes. We had Paxo with... It was mainly the barrier clip mistake, but he also lost a lot more in Greatest Kingdom. And
Yeah.
without... Like, if he had a normal Greatest Kingdom, he probably would have been pretty close to PB. And he definitely showed how locked in he was. Got solid OTD outside of Icicle Launch, and then he golded Inside Information. And then Mega's run wasn't bad either. Like, getting a mid 25, and he probably lost a minute and a half at least from Birdless. So both runners showing that they're able to play well. It just like the big mistakes.
Yeah, and I think what's really showing is that the times that you have to hit heading into, you know, these semifinals and the finals, you're going to have to be able to consistently hit that 23 mark. If you can't, then it's really up in the air, because I think any of these runners are capable of putting down a time faster than a 24. But a 23 is what you really need to be able to put down consistently to feel safe. And as we move farther and farther along in the tournament, that number is going to become a lower and lower 23.
Yeah, even with like a
it's really
20,
important to get that practice in.
yeah, even with like a 23 5x, I still probably wouldn't feel safe. Like some of these runners can put down some crazy times. So it's always important to be playing at your best. Yeah, both runners pretty in sync. We'll see if the gap widens again from the gems as it did last time. Good thing is that neither of the runners missed gem skip again. It is one of the tricks that can almost be an insta-loss. Like, it's just a minute 40 time loss right off the bat. And it can be terrible for your mental. Mega getting that 1 silver gem and trying a couple times to hit it in the middle and reset, and resetting it, but not getting it, and he's going to be losing like over 5 seconds, almost 10 actually, in that room alone. Paxo having a bit of trouble with barrier clip, but he gets over it this time. Not going to be having the 20-second time loss.
Mega gets it as well, so going to be right behind Paxo. See how this corner cut goes. Very nice. And I guess the last place in this level that we're going to see a whole lot of variance is this gold room again. We'll see how that goes. If they can get the buddy ups first try, because they do go for the buddy up version, and can they get the gold jumps? Not usually a problem. The frame perfects can be buffered, but you never know.
That's one of the things I like about the newer one-player strat, because even if you like mess up, say the first jump, you fall into the gold and have to wait to respawn, you're still gonna be able to get like a 32 room, which if you get one bad buddy up, you're essentially getting that anyways with the
Yeah, exactly.
buddy up strat. So it's honestly a lot nicer, even though it is kind of hard. Like you're seeing Mega right here having trouble getting that vertical buddy up, and he's gonna be losing a lot more time.
Does execute that part very quickly, but the time loss from those horizontal buddy ups is gonna really come out to hurt him, and Paxo is gonna come out ahead in the level this time. I would say Mega is slightly stronger at the second split, but anything can happen. This is probably it's a very weird split. You're straight out of Greatest Kingdom, and this split is just completely different from Greatest Kingdom in every way. Mentally, it's sort of like a weird in-between level before you get to the actual levels that you go in to finish out the run. But there's a lot of micro stuff in this split, as well as just like big skips that you have to make sure you hit first try. But there's a lot of things that can add up. Like right there, even Paxo just not getting the first try buddy up. There's some very specific timing, and that's time save. All of those little things are things that Mega could capitalize on.
Yeah, Paxo getting a
We do have
522 Greatest Kingdom. That's a very solid split. Like
yeah,
almost
very,
exactly
very
what you want to
solid
see.
for a race.
First try bush launch as well. This is just already so much better than last run. Last run he also had that issue where he went for river skip and then falling into the river. Yeah, he took a couple of attempts to hit bush launch again. Already off to a much better start than last run.
Yeah, Mega falling into the drink there. Does go for the 2 hover and falls before he can even get 1 hover off, but you know, manages to pass the drink that time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hit that 2 hover. It is theoretically possible, but it is difficult to do.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. In theory, though, you can hit it. I did go for it in this race today, and I hit it. And the one before this. But yeah, now we have just this exciting little romp through the hub here. Paxo is coming up on this next river skip. We do this hover across right here. Opts for 8 hovers, very smart. Does sort of do this older movement, and that loses a second or two. But I'm sure we'll see Mega do maybe the more updated version. But yeah, I am excited to see the sign launch. First try. It's very low, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with that, because it keeps you from being tempted from trying to take like a better line. Honestly, very solid from Paxo. We'll see if Mega can match that. Paxo is sort of showing he is locked in right now. He wants to take this 2-0. We'll see if that works. It looks like an iffy camera, but he does get it. Those respawns are camera dependent, so... We see Mega with another fast sign launch. Like, he's not really giving up any time here. Does miss the trigger hit once. Opting for a double jump setup, which I don't know if I've seen before. Gets it with a single jump there, and
The
you can see that
disturbance of the tombs
that
of
worked
the
a little
Nine
better for him.
confirmed that
We do see Paxo's exit, an 8:18, very, very solid. That's an impressive exit for a race, especially at his PB level. That's probably very close to his PB.
the abandoned
Yeah, that is an exit I would probably be very happy about getting in PB attempts. Really
Yeah, we
hasn't
don't
made any
have...
mistakes yet.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully this Necromancer goes equally as well. But yeah, making his way into this room here in the Necromancer where Birdless is. This is sort of the last big one try, I'd say. From here on out, there are a lot of things that you can sort of give another shot, or you can sort of spam more attempts quickly, but this one is a true one try.
The only other one try after this is post launch and inside information, and it's not. It loses like 5 seconds
Yeah.
maximum.
Yeah, if you just walk by the spot, you only lose like 4 or 5 seconds. Although at this level, it's not something to sort of scoff at. Paxo does pretty effortlessly hit Birdless there, so very nice. Exactly what you want to see. We can sort of see how this goes for Mega too. He's going to need a first try here to keep up with CaptainPaxo's pace. Paxo does sort of extend his lead after Mega falls into the drink there. Now Paxo's 30 seconds ahead compared to the 16 ahead that he was out of Greatest Kingdom. We'll see sort of how these runners compare with their Necromancers. This level, probably more than any, has a lot of deceptive time saves and time losses that sort of add up, and you need to make sure you're locked in the whole time. One silly mistake can cost you 5 seconds in this room if you're not careful. So it's important to sort of make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you're staying focused in this level, even though it's not maybe as intense as the later levels.
Yeah, it might not be as intense, but it still is a level where there is a lot of time to be saved just by like paying attention and doing small micro optimizations.
Yeah, now at this level, that's what it's all about. You know, when we're starting to get these times that are closer and closer for every runner, there is just a lot of difficult, very tricky things in this run, but you know, once you're at the point where you're good enough to get most of them first try, these small seconds of like, you know, not like outright skips is what really matters. But yeah, we're coming up on this first section here with Paxo. Mega's almost in the boss fight. I think Mega's made up maybe a little time. Well, no, it's probably pretty even, but yeah, very, very solid so far. I don't think we're going to see a lot of variance until we get to on the doorstep, and I guess that's something we can talk about. There is always the, you know, statue launch just absolutely messing you up. I kind of had that issue today where it just didn't really go my way. It was going great in practice, and I tried to replicate that, and it just didn't really happen for me. But I think, you know, with Mega strats, you know, there is potential to save or lose time depending on which buddy ups you get, and that's not always easy to control. But consistently, he is going to get that fast statue launch, whereas Paxo does have potential to lose time there. There's also Icicle launch and fast OTD as well. I feel like You know, Paxo has potential for faster times on those, but I feel like Mega is just pretty consistent, so we'll really have to see. Paxo building that second pillar, as that phase is just starting for Mega, and I think Mega is maybe saving a little bit of time.
Yeah, I know Paxo was telling me the other day that he wasn't really sure where he was losing so much time in this, because I think his room goal is about 5 or 6 seconds off of community gold. So we might be able
Yeah.
to see if we just pay attention closely. I assume it's just small stuff like building the statue as soon as you can, and then attacking it early as well.
Yeah, it looks like his gold is 6 or 7 seconds slower than the CG.
Around that number.
Yeah. Alright, well, Paxo is starting to finish up here with this boss fight, and we get into the intense part of the run. Definitely the most exciting part. It's my favorite part to watch. Man, when it goes well, it's so much fun to play, so much fun to, you know, sort of speed through. 0 studs, very nice, and Paxo. Yeah, heading into on the doorstep. The shortest split, but definitely an exciting one.
Yeah, and Paxo getting a 1444 exit for the Necromancer. I think if he had like a slightly cleaner one, he could have got maybe a 1441 or so. But still a very good exit.
Very, very solid exit. I wouldn't be surprised if that's close to a best for him, honestly.
I think
We
his
did see a little bit of a
best,
struggle with that icicle launch, but
yeah, I think
he does
his
get it.
best is a
Try.
1447, so he got the best split times right now.
Arrived at the main gates.
Dang.
The ones
All right. Well, we can't see Mega's exit. Just continuing to bleed a little bit of time to Paxo. Paxo is really showing his class here. We do have fast OTD. See, is that enough height? No, it does take a death there. Mega struggling with icicle launch, though. Yeah, that's not going to work either.
I don't know if that's
That
enough.
looks good
Oh,
from Paxo.
okay. That was like barely enough height.
Yeah, it was definitely cutting it close, but he does get it. Paxo hits fast OTD as Mega hits icicle launch. Going to be heading towards that same launch. Not the most clean icicle launch for Mega, but there's always time to make up on fast OTD here. We'll see how this statue launch goes. Another first try from Paxo, though. He is not letting up. Once again, this is looking like it's Paxo's race to lose.
we're losing the light. Come on.
Another vertical buddy up. He's going to have to go for the slightly slower strat here.
Just barely not getting enough height on that launch, and he's gonna have to go for the horizontal tree spin. And Mega getting first try, OTD, and he's gonna go
Yeah,
for
that
the
is...
disconnect launch again.
Yeah, Paxo is also missing out on 0 studs here, so that's 4 seconds or 3.5 seconds lost from Paxo here. Just some more time save for Mega. We'll see how this disconnect launch goes, if he can get all the way up to the top.
Paxo has not had the greatest OTD, but he's not giving that much room for Mega to pick up.
Wow, Mega, so he's not going for the disconnect launch. He's just going for the normal statue launch, but he gets a pretty... It was a really high one, almost barely too high, but also not high enough. He did get lucky and not take a death there.
I'm surprised he
Wow.
went for that version of statue skip, because he did set up like the disconnect launch. Like he did the 2 horizontal hovers, and then just didn't go for it.
Yeah, definitely an interesting decision, but I think he did save some time in that last room to Paxo there. I don't know if he did overall in the split, but seems pretty solid. We can see Paxo's exit was a 17-15. Pretty solid. Probably what he's looking for in a race setting, honestly. Like, he could be going for better, and it's not the best, considering the pace that he was on, but still can put down a very solid time here, Paxo can. Mega's exit is an 18 flat, so 45 seconds behind. In the grand scheme of things, that's nothing, though. We saw Paxo can put down a solid time here earlier. Let's see if he can keep that consistency up. Is struggling with that statue skip. Hits it second or third try, but Paxo now on the third floor here. This one does have some of the most, like, this room is just one of my favorites. There's so much in-depth movement to it. Just a lot of really tricky stuff. You can go so deep with the movement and optimizing it. And I think that the better you get as a runner, the more you like look at this room and you try to improve your time here.
Riddle maker. Go on. Barrel rider.
Yeah, Paxo hit the camera pan skip, and we will see chandelier skip from him here coming up. I am curious. This is another opportunity. Will Mega go for the post slide? One of the newer skips, probably I'd say the most difficult skip in the run. But Paxo falls into the gold there, into the soup.
No. I don't know.
Yeah, this has
With the
not
player
been
one.
the room one that you want to see from Paxo. Like, he's made
Yeah.
quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, it sort of missed the chandelier skip there. We'll see. I mean, Mega has sort of caught up. This platform isn't very long. We'll sort of see. I mean, if he goes for toe slide here, he will have made up a large amount of time. It is interesting to watch the runners not go for the 1P2C version of this. It makes it a lot more difficult to get. We don't really know what makes the chandelier skip attempt work or not. We will see toe slide.
I'm
Doesn't
surprised.
get the first try, although that's very rare.
I'm surprised he does it with the camera. Normally, when you attempt toe slide, you kind of like to position Bilbo right next to the chandelier so you have a consistent camera, but not doing it, and he ends up quitting on the crick after attempted to.
Yeah. Maybe smart if he didn't feel like he was going to get a good boost, but yeah. I feel like if you're going to go for it, you almost have to commit if you're behind. Although, I don't know. Anything can happen. It is Jack launch. The top runners are very good at Jack launch at this point, but definitely disasters can happen. I don't know. For example, I heard like there was this one runner earlier in the tournament that like got a piece stuck in the Jack launch spot, and it was completely immovable. So just he couldn't go for Jack launch. So that could always happen. Sometimes the buddy ups just sort of seemingly stop working. A lot can happen in that room. But yeah, the runners are sort of resetting. They're stewing in their nerves. Paxo knows that this is his race to lose at this point. Mega is nervous knowing he has to hit everything first try if he wants to have a chance against a quality runner like Paxo. Paxo misses the first buddy up attempt. Second one misses a 2. Gets a third try. All of those add up. They add up quite a bit. Misses that. That's 4 bad buddy ups now. Gets that one. Pretty low launch. Oh, gets on top just barely. Very nice.
Yeah, Paxo didn't have the best room one, but Mega went for toe slide and missed, so I think the gap is still going to be about 45 seconds. Mega having a little bit of room to work with here, but it's still gonna come down to Paxo Jack launch.
Yeah. I don't know, if Mega can get these launches first try, then that'll be, you know, almost 15 seconds saved. And does go for the jump too soon. That is sort of something that a lot of runners do. They jump too soon after the buddy up and it doesn't work. Yeah. Twice in a row now, Mega has jumped too soon after buddying up. Now he's not getting the buddy up at all. And yeah, this is all Paxo's now. There's over a minute gap. Yeah, again, Mega goes for the early jump there. Does hit it that time, but now he has a bad camera, can't really see where he is. It's going to be tricky. It's going to take a serious mistake from Paxo, I think, for this to end up in Mega's favor. Mega still struggling with Los launches. Paxo gets Jack launch. And just like that, Paxo is going to be finishing out with a 2-0 win against Mega in this quarterfinals. GG's to CaptainPaxo, very nice race. Final time 23:56, putting down a 23, and just like we were talking about, the 23 is the time that you have to be putting down to, you know, feel safe.
Yeah,
And,
another just solid run from Paxo. The first 3 levels, incredible, and then losing some steam in OTD, and then a bad room 1 in II. Probably costing what could have been a PB, but still a very solid time. That does
we
mean
will see Mega just finish this out.
Yeah, with that win, that does mean Paxo will be advancing to the semifinals to play against Jack Juggler.
That will be an even more exciting match than this one, I think. I think those runners are even more evenly matched than these two are. Jack, I think, is just incredibly consistent. You never know. Paxo is more of a veteran runner, but Jack does have a better PB than Paxo now, too. For one of the first times in this category's history. First time in a long time, I'd say. And Jack really has showed that he is here to win. He is here to try to show off his skills, and with a second place on the board right now, he's definitely not looking to back down.
And Mega having
Mega
a
is
ton
struggling
of
with Jack launch here.
wondering if he has that like one you just like don't get the buddy up because oh, never mind. Corrected.
Yeah, it looks like his timing was just barely late or something like that. But finishes off the run. GG to Mega. The 26:07. And that is going to do it for this race. GG to both runners. CaptainPaxo coming out with the 2-0 win. We did see some back and forth there, though, between the runners. It was different leads changing up. Very, very solid race. Very, very fun to watch. Sort of two runners with very different play styles.
But yeah, that
But,
does
I am
mean
curious. Are we going to get...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say, I was wondering if Paxo wanted to do an interview.
I don't think been doing for this tournament so far. But
Okay.
what we can
I see.
do is we can take a look at what the bracket is going to look like for the semifinals. We have it right here. Our first semifinal match is going to be the Hamster versus me, two commentators right now. And then the second semifinal match is going to be Jack Juggler versus CaptainPaxo. So, yeah, two interesting matches, but they have not been scheduled yet.
We can sort of see it's been talked about before, but we had 4 returning runners of the category and 4 newcomers, and we can see the runners that all sort of advanced were the the experienced veterans from the previous tournament. So it will be interesting. Does it sort of have the same lineup as last time, or will new runners sort of end up winning this time? It'll be a very good tournament. Lots of rivalries up in this top four. We have what, four more really exciting matches coming up. So definitely tune in for those. But yeah,
Yep.
I don't think we have much else tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. You guys for semi-final matches.